All right, here we go again. Buckle up.
You are listening to the Law Enforcement Pirate Radio Network. Radio Free Larry presiding.
You can run, but you can't hide.
Radio Free Larry.
All right, we continue on. So we're in the buggy zone right now. There's bugs everywhere. I can't wait for it to cool. It was supposed to cool, but it warmed back up. I don't wonder if it's the Russians. That'd be crazy to say like 30 years ago, but not today. You could even say it could be CIA. Here's somebody, but it's not that guy. Oh, there he is. Howdy. Hey, I missed you the other day when we said we would do it. Is there it's in the next week or two?
Yeah, dude, the other guy every time we're up at that house working, we look over
And I'm not there.
We're like, man, every time we see that dude, we tell him we're gonna get him third. We never show up.
Oh no, don't worry about that. No, I was supposed to make contact with you in the morning anyway. But whenever we can, I got the thing that rips up the ground. Like it's not a tiller, but it's like a mini tiller. So it cuts the ground so the seed falls into the slices and dethatches and all that. So anytime I'm dethatching right now, so I'll dethatch that area so there's no like grass around there, extra grass and stuff. And then I guess we'll do it. But like I said, it's too soon to plant the seed now. So definitely after September 1st. So we got, sometime in there we have to do it.
At least get the dirt down for you.
Yeah. Well, let me do the dethatch first because I started that today. It just came in the mail, the FedEx delivered today. So I'm getting all that hay kind of stuff up. I couldn't even believe what was pulling up. You can't believe how much dead grass is in these. So it was big piles. So I'm going to finish that. I'm going to do that a couple times. I'll probably cut it one more time real low and then do that same thing again. Do the dethatch and then so probably either I guess maybe you want to do it like the first thing next week or
Okay.
Like-
how about you just get a hold of me when you're ready?
okay, but how do I get? What's the best way to get you?
Down here.
Just tell her that I'm supposed to.
Yep.
Okay, yeah, because I don't want to because I was talking to you. I don't want to. I'm not saying you're doing anything wrong.
Right.
It's just I don't want to kind of step on your toes if that's what I would be doing.
Absolutely.
Okay, all right.
Good.
Oh, I was going to get out of this guy's way. Oh, I forgot I was online. You see, I'm a good guy, right? Hashem did that. They tell you I'm a jerk, right? Make everybody mad at me. They pay people to be mad at me. That's how it works. That's how bad it is. They have to, they say some people have to pay to have friends, and that's what they try to insinuate about me. No, they have to pay for people to hate me. That's how difficult it is. Now, of course, criminals hate me. That's natural, and that's like the double whammy. They're criminals and they pay them. Cursing my coffee here. See, I was the same way in the government. Don't want to step on nobody's toes. You make them my own man and stuff. Make sure things are okay. Can't remember that one woman's name. She was a big bait woman. And even when I got out of the Marshal Service, they stalked me with her a couple times. And they made sure she was with a black guy. They tried insinuating something about black guys or something. They did the same thing at, it's not operational. It's bullshit. It's fraud and it's crime that you're all engaged in. LDS did the same thing in Kansas. You'll hear it. I don't care if you hear it in a court of bullshit in the United States or any other country. Anything on this planet's bullshit anyway. Well, you'll hear it in the court of God when you're on your way to hell, I guess, or in hell. God says he plays back these kind of conversations when people are in hell. You know, the warnings and the admonitions. I mean, 22 years of admonitions and warnings. I mean, since wait, I'm sure I probably communicated something without knowing I was communicating it. You can see the microphone gets kind of screwy. Their curses are up high. The prayers will return again this evening, I guess, at some point. I told you for a week or so, it's going to be a little. I got things I got to do. I got to get done, and I'm doing those. So I was going to buy this bed way back when I first moved in, just about a little bit after that. And I decided financially it probably wasn't the best idea, and I never got to it. And they were playing with the price. They would up the price, you know. So again, instead of getting it for like $500, I was going to have to pay $700 or something like that. I found it for an okay price, and of course, there's been a lot of inflation or certain levels for inflation. Now, remember, you know, Trump's kind of in a trick bag because he likes taking credit for higher wages, but some of those higher wages are the Democrats raising wages, and then you have to counter. Now, he did run counter inflation operation, so it's not as bad as it would have been. But you got to remember, the inflation is Democrats own it. That's from raising wages. So the Democrats get credit for raising wages in their states, and then they try to put the inflation on the president. What was up with that with Prickster? That Prickster video was weird, wasn't it? He's trying to like be popular, I guess. You know, populist or whatever they call it. You know, like everybody, you know, all the young people. He's trying to be a millennial or something. I swear that guy's corrupt money. I'm sure of it. He didn't make his money, honestly. By CIA baby. Deep state CIA baby. Yeah, I forgot I was online. I usually don't. But again, I think Hashem did that just to show you how I actually am with people. he kept blaming himself, and I kept like, nah. You know, all the people over here doing safety works here, doing road work here, or something. Got a bunch of dump trucks. Should we heal this? Brownsville and what, Pittsburgh? That's what you're supposed to do when you pass like a work zone. You're supposed to heal it. I don't know if you know that. Y'all might be part of church. They don't know those things. The celibate FBI women it's a wives' tale. It's a fairy tale because they're all gay. All right. Yeah, she did good. Erica did good. She got out of the news. They may put her back in now. They said it, but if I say it and they put her back in the news, that means God needs her back in the news. But she did a good job. She got out of the news like Elon, like a redheaded Elon. Actually, a redheaded Elon is Alfred E. Newman. What color? Does Alfred E. Newman has different color hair, doesn't he, at different times? Elon was in the Alfred E. Newman generation, I imagine. Sorry, my thing won't fit. I'm trying to put my cup in the cup holder. Oh, there. Got some construction here. You heal it. For a cop, you should be doing that also. And you go on patrol and you see, work zones and whatnot. So something's in the system that if I don't buy the bed, because I'm sure what they do is they do it back and forth. They're trying to make their victim bipolar. And they're trying to make all sorts of mental illness. So they'll will you to want something, then will you not to want it, and want something else. Then as soon as you settle on that, they'll will you to want something else. They're all illness. They really are. That's why Hashem's about ready to shut the planet down. So I had to actually I was looking to see if I could get away with buying a different bed, but it didn't work. And the whole time they're like on again, off again, doing their energy thing, their anti-energy thing. Meanwhile, I know what I'm doing, but I have to overcome their BS to get there. Because if I bought the wrong one, then it wouldn't take care of the issue, and I don't have any place to put a spare bed right now. So there's a great deal on. I mean, it's not like real. I mean, it's probably MDF with the veneer, and you probably can't be too rough with it. What I would do is I would actually coat it with a clear coat, like a not a gloss, just a matte clear coat. That may actually protect the surface, but you'd research which one to buy. But it's a bed from it. Nobody's bought it, I guess, or if you have, there's no reviews. I imagine they'll say the price eventually. A full is 178. A queen is like 222 or something. The other one's not much more, but the king. But it looks great. It's built right. I wouldn't use a box spring with it. They tell you to use a box spring, but that they sunk the rails down. The ones you buy nowadays, the rails are up real high, so you got to be careful with a tall mattress. In fact, I think they probably should build these things where you can mount the rails. Maybe 2 or 3 locations. That's me. I just invented adjustable bed rail heights. I don't think they have it anywhere else. I mean, it doesn't cost them anything. I mean, it costs them pennies in manufacturing process to put in a couple more levels of mount holes, and then you decide where you put your crossbeam rails. But it's nice because your mattress will sit down in it a little bit. It's not real high, so you have a tall mattress. It sits nice. It's not like the really nice ones, generally from like 60, 65 inches, 64 inches and taller are the headboards. It's not those. It's 53. But again, the bed is sitting a little lower. But it's not a platform bed. It actually, your mattress sits inside of it. It's not going to slide or anything. It has 4 cross beams, but you could just put whatever you wanted in there. There's a rail there. I think 4 would probably even be enough for a and this is the one I didn't buy, but because I don't think it would have took care of the metaphysical issue, because they sit there will stuff all day. From government positions, they have status, they have money, again, they have gold bars and untraceable cash, and the private sector. But again, if you were to actually honestly map Amazon, the government employees, they would be agents of the government. So they're actually the damages would actually cross over into Amazon. It wouldn't just be, oh, the government told us to do this. That's like the biggest scam in the world. Oh, I couldn't say anything because the government swore me to secrecy. So you committed acts of fraud, and your whole theory is that you didn't have to tell the truth because the government swore you to secrecy. See how that works? That's how shitty they've become, and have been, quite honest. But it's that, what is it called? Rustic, but the rustic wood, but it's a darker one where it's a mixture of like three shades. But it's like, rustic has the X and all that. Oh, I think did I put it online? I may have put it online yesterday. I don't know. It has like two X's on the headboard and two X's on the footboard. So when I was looking at it, this is what started it. When I was looking at it, I go, that's cool. I'm like, oh, okay. And you find out they mark the righteous and just of Jerusalem with an X, which cleared the way for me to buy the other one. So yeah, honestly, that's what Hashem and I are doing in my life. We have to get their will to go against their other will, and then we get somewhere. But again, they sometimes pass on when that happens because they short circuit their own power to stay alive. But it's 50. I think it's 54 inches, just shy of 54 inches tall, which isn't bad considering it's a lower bed. So you do have a lot of space from where your mattress would be to the top. It's nice. I mean, it's for one. I mean, it's, let's say with the full. What did I say it was? 180 or something like that. They got them for like $300, like that, $400. So it's really a good deal. It's most people would say it's a kid's bed, but again, a full or a queen, it's not a kid's bed necessarily. But most people that have money would assign that to their children. But I need something with a headboard, and I'm sick and tired of not having a headboard. And then when you look at headboard prices for something nice, you just got to go a little bit more for a bed, and so it doesn't make any sense. Actually, a lot of headboards are the price of that bed. But it's a really nice looking one compared to the other ones, and it's just I already have a bunch of cabinets, and it's not going to match my cabinets at all. There's nothing I could do. The rustic ones I have are brown, and that's kind of like a gray brown, but predominantly gray rustic kind of. They're good look, and you can actually buy matching cabinets like dressers and stuff like that for a great price too. Well, the difference is it's not like a veneer. It's like a paper veneer, but again, they're getting better at it. The early ones, they would just be scratched in an instant. But I think they're introducing more plastic to it, so that keeps it a little stronger and less scratchy. Like I said, the trick would be to just put some clear coat over it. Probably even white clear coat on you if I able to paint it. So I got my Watchman from Canada, my little 2.5 inch height totem. So I got some ultra fine paint pens coming, or paint markers, to see if I can paint it. Black is too dull. I'm definitely not going to use them for handles. Well, buying it from Canada, the funds are going into what do you call it, the schools, the Indian schools, the Indian school victims. So well, again, I don't agree to assimilation because you eat hamburgers and pizza, everything else, spaghetti, tacos. But again, this you pay into that. Right? That opens up a few things. So that was finally got through that. It's just you just sit there. It goes back and forth, because that's what they're willing. And again, they don't have to will it real time. If they do it enough, then it kind of floats around. I'm actually actively fighting that anti-energy. So again, you can call it what you want because that's why you do it to begin with, to fabricate false reports and behavioral analysis. That's why you don't let people stalk. It doesn't matter whether they physically harm them or not. They're most likely metaphysically harming. So I agree with Ted Cruz about people have a right to privacy, but you're not going to change that program. I mean, there's so much abuse. I mean, look what they did to my life. He destroyed privacy under some bullshit. Guys are bullshit. Again, Ted Cruz never stopped that, did he? So again, why is he going to stop something? Because the narcos are paying money. And I'm not saying Ted received any of it, but that's why that thing took off like gangbusters. The sex traffickers, narcos, and others know that's what's taking them down. I mean, I would vote anybody out that comes against that. I'm telling you, and I'll vocalize it. I can't even. I mean, we should do a study on that. Again, we don't want to draw attention to it because we don't want people to hide from it, But the number of children we've saved, instead of finding somebody 3 weeks later, we find them 2 days later. Right. Like if you think about the cases of yesteryear compared to the cases of today, we still do lose some people, but not like we used to. I mean, it'd be a sin. I would say you could end up going to hell if you take away the flock cameras and knowing how well they work. Somebody should tell them, Rand and Ted Cruz to stop. But they have to do it. I got into some stuff in the government where I was investigating a lot of different stuff, but it was based upon that deep state attack. There was actually, I think the investigators figured it out, and that's why nothing happened. There was a counter investigation to what they were doing to me, but again, CIA was involved, so untraceable cash, gold bars, extortion, dossiers. There was nothing we could do. I mean, they weren't putting me out of the Marshal Service, but well, actually, that's right. Hugh sold me out. I don't know what that was. That was probably something like that. And that's not why I talk shit about Hughes. Hughes is junk. He's garbage. His son's a piece of shit drug dealer, smuggler, working for DEA, helping the narcos. If that was today, his son would have been in prison probably, along with his cocaine cowboy state police dad. Right, that was post when they shut down the other investigation, the investigation of the corrupt investigators. Right. It goes back decades before that, so I ignored it for a season. Then I tried to send a message to him, on the line, just generally to the air, look, what you're doing is stalking. It's a felony, something like that. And then they got went after me again even more. So that was it. Then I started investigating. Actually, no, I was probably investigating before that, but that was one of the turning points. Right. There was enough information in the Marshal Service for those people to go to prison because it happened other places. But why? Well, we didn't go to prison, right? Why? Untraceable cash, gold bars, extortion, dossier, murder of Luna. Need I say more? Well, stay peaceful. Praise God in all that you do. Praise God.